Getting set up, guys. About to go live here. Well, we actually are live. We're about to really start the stream up here in about 2 minutes. Just letting you guys know. That way I can talk to you guys. Alrighty. Well, here we are in the studio today. We'll be doing 2 games. One of them being Clustered, and the other one being Cult Following. Cult Following is a game which I guess people might refer to it as one of those similar games like Cards Against Humanity, but it's really not. It has that drawing topics variant where you draw a certain amount of topics into your hands. You then choose between 5 cards and select 3 of them. And then on each card it has a double facing a side that has topics. For instance, this way here, this is a card probably hard to see for you guys, but on one side you have topic, and on the other side you have topic. How you flip it around. This says infectious mosquitoes, and the one says eternal darkness. So you've got topics on all of these cards, and you choose 3 of these cards, and then you select 3 of the topics on those cards, and you make up your very own cult involving those cards. And if you're playing, you definitely want to play with a lot of people in this game. At least 3 or 4, at very least 3. You can't play it with 2. And you have 1 person or 2 people being the cult, and the rest of them are followers. And each of these people use those subject cards or topic cards to make their cult, and everybody else gives a question regarding said cult. What, hard to hear? It is crackly. Wow, I don't understand the sound quality on this thing. Let me go ahead and pull off the sound. Pull off the sound for you if you wouldn't mind. I don't know why it does that. That might fix a little bit. Pardon the sound quality. For some reason, the mic does not like to work during live play sessions. So we'll just be doing it like this. We'll go ahead and check the sound quality and make sure that it has been fixed. But as I was saying, Cult Following, you pick up 3 subject cards, you choose 3 subjects on those cards, make your own cult up, and every other cultist, your fellow cultist, will make up their own cult. And the rest of the players, which are the followers of this cult, or of a cult, is going to pick which cult they want to be a part of based on a question they ask. And there's question cards in the deck. So as opposed to Cards Against Humanity that has like a specific topic, like a black card that says, oh, everything was fine until blank. This is not really a blank card, it's more of a question card. Let me see if I can find a question here. Alright. Will joining your cult help me impress my crush? And so each of the cultists will then begin to discuss whether or not their cult is going to help them out. And you obviously want to convert your followers, if you can. Close the door, please. Make it a little easier on the sound. You obviously want to convert your followers if you can. It's really, really important that you do so. And if you can convert people, you give them that specific card that is the question card. And you guys go around in circles playing with each other until one of the cults has acquired a certain number of cards. Or you could just go until everybody's given their membership cards and play it around until somebody has received a certain amount of cards. So everybody gets to be a cult, everybody gets to be a follower, that kind of thing. Now, I haven't done a review of this game just yet, but I want to make it quick and apparent that this game is really, really, really good. In fact, comparatively to Cards Against Humanity and other games similar to this, this is definitely my favorite of the bunch, by far. And the reasoning behind that is because Cards Against Humanity and Apples to Apples all suffer from the same problem. And I have no problem with the sexual, obvious references involved in certain games, or you've got like the more racial things like the Hiroshima and Nagasaki kind of things from Apples to Apples, or the obvious like Nazi or sexual innuendos involved with Cards Against Humanity. Those things might turn people off. It's not a deciding factor as to whether or not I like the game. The deciding factor is replayability. And with Cards Against Humanity, a bigger, blacker, blank card, if you know what I mean, is only fun to the first 1-2 times you hear it. Afterwards, you need to get new cards. That's why they keep having to up the ante and get more and more crude continuously as they progress with these expansions. and they have to continually make new, more innovative packs. Otherwise, you're not going to be interested because it's no longer funny. With this game here, because there's so many, like, such a variety of different topics, and how I decide what my cult's going to be like using giant mosquitoes as a topic is going to be much different comparatively to somebody else's idea of giant mosquitoes, right? Or using the giant worms that live under the ground. My favorite cult thus far has been the cult of the giant worm, where you forcibly feed yourself to giant worms. That was my cult. It didn't do too well, but I still really appreciated the idea of the giant worm cult. That being said, the game, there's not a lot it suffers from, really. Obviously, you have to have a certain amount of players to make it good, and you have to have people that are going to be very active. Whereas Cards Against Humanity and cards games like that game, you can just read the card and it's either funny or it's not funny. And it's a very enjoyable game. Those kind of games are very enjoyable for the people who like those kind of style games. The first few times you play it until you get new expansions. With this game, it's going to be more fun, in my opinion, provided that the people who play are going to be more inventive and creative and use their imagination. It's what makes games like Dixit better than games like the card games I've been discussing. As Dixit, you also will look at a card, and it'll be a picture, and you'll tell a story about that picture, and you'll mix in those picture cards with everybody else, and put them face down, and then flip them over, and you have people try to guess which one your picture is. Now, you gotta be vague, but not too vague. In this one, you gotta be as straightforward as possible, and as convincing as possible, just like a cult. And in fact, one of my friends who's in a cult, or was in a cult, I won't discuss the cult or the friend, but he was very... I mean, in this game, it reminds me, a lot of the topics remind me of those cult-like behaviors. And the leaders, like there's a bunch of like cult mentalities where the leader is all-powerful, or they try and separate you from the herd and your family kind of thing. And you can use that kind of indoctrination in this game and make it very, very humorous. And that's cult following. We're going to be playing this game hopefully fairly soon. I don't have a lot of reviewers here tonight, so which is why I'm kind of having an open discussion with you guys talking about this kind of stuff. Yeah, great. Thanks, Trevor. Yeah. So I'm watching you guys. If you guys have any comments, I'm paying attention right down here on the phone, so you guys can go ahead and message me, and I will respond to you post-haste. Another game is Clustered here. Clustered is Sculpin Games. It is a color matching style game where you're placing cards down that have different shapes, different textures, and different shapes, textures, and numbers. Right? Yeah. And you get these, basically just these. This is obviously a promotional copy, so it's going to have a better box and stuff, but it's coming to Kickstarter fairly soon. And it's a 4-player game that involves placing things. We'll go ahead and get involved in this game a little more. I haven't played it yet. We just finished reading the rules and doing a test play earlier, so I haven't a lot to talk about with this game yet. But it seems fairly interesting. It seems kind of like an abstract game. I don't necessarily know if it is, though, just based on looking at it, you know. So, moving on from the games we'll be playing testing, I want to talk a little bit about these other games here that have either gone out for review, that are already on the channel, our YouTube channel. And I want to go ahead and say thank you very, very much to everybody who subscribed to the channel, Unfiltered Gamer on YouTube. It's really helped us out, and it's really continued to motivate us to continue doing this kind of stuff, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work doing this, especially with the very few people we have doing this. This game here is Dragoon. It came out this month as a reprinting, but what's really cool about this game is it also came out with an expansion. Now, if you haven't heard of Dragoon, you should have, because it's really, really fantastic, especially the quality. The base game, the one negative thing I could talk about with the base game is the randomness. There's a lot of randomness in the game, a lot of dice rolling, a lot of hoping that you get things in a certain area. But with this little expansion, the Rogue and the Barbarian expansion, which we just put a review out today, if you haven't seen that review, you might be interested in this. It kind of negates that randomness and allows you to have a lot more movement. So instead of discussing fully on what the game's about, I'm going to just go ahead and discuss the new pieces involved and the quality, that kind of stuff here. This is a fully metal piece here. I think this is copper. You have some really beautiful component quality in this game. You got a Rogue, and this is the Rogue right here, and then you have the Barbarian ship. And oh, this game is wonderful. It's kind of like an area control take-that style game. And it involves going around collecting populations. It reminds me kind of those old games on Nintendo, like Populous. I think they made a new one on the computer recently, not too recently, but maybe like in the early 2000s, where you're going around trying to collect villages and have them pray to you and stuff. But you're using dragons to do such. Dragoon, as soon as I first heard the name, most of you probably remember the game Dragoon on PlayStation, Legends of Dragoon. Nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. But a wonderful game nonetheless, and so is this one. It has beautiful quality components. This thing here is pretty much indestructible mat that you can wash and clean. The difference between this and something like a cardboard, something that's more cardboard, you can pretty much play, and you don't have to worry about damaging or that kind of stuff. We've spilled stuff on this thing and just washed it out, no big deal. So as much as also the bag, you can, if you don't like the box, which I personally like boxes, I think most people like boxes as well as far as storage goes. But if you want, you can fit the entire game, including the expansion in this bag itself, which also doubles as a scoring board for the game. So a very nice addition to Dragoon is the expansion, the Rogue and the Barbarian. Obviously, the Rogue expansion is not out yet. I got this little handy-dandy rulebook to show you, but the regular game is, and it has a very nice rulebook, so expect these to be the same. Although the quality of the components is there, everything's ready to go, so I wouldn't be too worried about this game not producing the quality of materials it says it's going to. This is definitely one of the better indie Kickstarter games I have seen yet. So moving on from Dragoon and Cult Following and Custard, I'm going to go ahead and talk about Black Thumb Creations Dice Towers a little bit here. This is a Black Thumb Creations Dice Tower. It is the mini mech dice tower, and they come with facades that you can attach to them. This one here is actually a castle facade. These here are the dice towers. They are wonderful. I wish I had dice. That's okay. I actually have something else I can use. These little pieces here. They work great. If you like dice towers, I know they're kind of a niche thing, but if you enjoy dice towers, this is definitely the way to go. This is the best dice tower I've seen yet. It's mechanical too. Bam. It just shoots them out. Really, really cool dice towers. This was a big one. It's a steampunk one. This is a small mini mech, the one that you saw in there. It actually has a little lever mechanism. I was talking about it last week, and it closes and opens the dice towers. Over here, these are wonderful little boxes by Aegis Reliquary. Good for holding card games, Magic the Gathering, that kind of stuff. If you want to know more about them, you can talk about them. I talked about them last week. You can go and check it out. Another pocket holder here, really cool. I like all these dice towers. Not a lot of issues with them. Not a lot of component problems. Really decently easy to set up once you've done it the first time. Also, this one here is Margrave Games. This is called Mr. Game. It is a similar game to those old games like Sorry and Parcheesi. It takes back to those old games. However, it's not like them at all. It's one of those make-your-own rule-style games where you actually get a bunch of the similar components you would see to those older board games, but the difference is placing tiles in the game. You can change the rules up to where you're actually not even placing on the board anymore. Or you can make up your own rules where you're fighting against zombies, or fighting against each other, or going to the end of the finish line. So there's a bunch of that kind of stuff. It's a really, really cool, interesting little game, and I definitely suggest checking it out. We'll have actually a review coming up soon on it, as well as a giveaway. This one specifically is unopened. It'll be our giveaway copy on unfilteredgamer.com. We've got tons of other giveaways on the site, actually. If you're really interested in those, I suggest you go ahead and check it out. The site's fairly easy to navigate. You click on the giveaway tab, and there's tons. Right now, Emergence, the game we just recently reviewed, which is an amazing deception game. They're doing 2 giveaways. One of them is partnered with 7 or 8 new indie Kickstarter games. One of them being James Hudson's The Grim Forest. He's currently at Gamma right now in Las Vegas, a really popular convention. If you guys are watching from there, I envy you. And if you're seeing this at a later date and you know how to get there, let me know. I'll be going to MeepleCon in Las Vegas, Nevada, this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you'd like to meet and say hello, please do so. I will be there. I'm going to take the drive out. I live here in California, so it's not too far of a drive in 4 or 5 hours. That being said, I want to go ahead and give another shout out to the game Unlocked. This game was given to me by James Hudson as well, and it is a cool, nifty little movement game involving dice as place cards and like a map style game.
No, set collection.
It is set collection, but it's also you're moving around. You collect stones or gems, and you use those to earn dice, or not dice, keys on a field. And those keys are basically the map of the board. And if you can collect all the keys in each row across the board, you can win the game. So really, really interesting little thing there. And I definitely like this game. And it's like no game you wouldn't have to worry about not making it not having any success, not funding, but not being complete, which is a big issue on Kickstarter. You're afraid that people might not complete their games, and they have a lot to say. But this one's already pretty much ready to go. It's beautiful, beautiful art. The game is fun. You can get pretty screwed over in the game, so if you don't like that, take that attitude. It's definitely one of those things. Maximum Apocalypse. This is a game that is obviously another test copy, limited edition kind of thing right now for playtesters. This is a roguelike zombie survival game. Well, it's not really a zombie survival, but it has zombie scenarios and it has alien scenarios. And there's one more. What's the other one? Alien, zombie, mutants, something?
I think it might have been mutants, but I don't actually remember. I
don't know. I couldn't be sure. However, it is a solid little game here. It's basically a tile. You lay down a bunch of tiles face down, and as you're going up the city or whatever, or the forest, you're flipping over these tiles, and each tile has a number on it. When you're rolling dice, basically, if you roll a 6 or whatever, certain tiles are going to have monsters spawn on them, and you're going to draw those cards if you land on those tiles with the monsters that spawn. And there's certain objectives you have to do. There's scenarios. There's bosses. And if you you draw a card, maybe it'll be a zombie, and you'll roll dice to fight. Then you get your equipment cards and your own very own deck, as well as not only your very own deck of cards that you get to draw from throughout the game, but you also acquire equipment or resources and stuff. And it kind of takes it back to Dead of Winter as far as like stuff you can acquire from various places, where not only do you have the various places stuff you can get, but you also have your own very own little deck. It's a really interesting little game. It's definitely fun. It's going to be a niche thing as to who's going to like it, I think. You're going to want to have those. It's almost dungeon crawler, right?
Yeah.
It's almost a dungeon crawler RPG style game. Component quality is pretty cool. I think it's going to be upgraded. Well, I know it's going to be upgraded. Basically, a lot of cards, dice, little player pieces, tokens, that kind of stuff, and these are little tiles. The art is on point. I like the art of the game. The rules are fairly simple to understand. It took us maybe like 20 minutes to read the rules, which is always nice. Speaking of rules, a couple new games I've gotten in. Triassic Terror by Eagle Griffin Games. Thank you, Daniel. This game, oof, been looking at it for a while now. This is actually a pretty interesting little area control game involving dinosaurs. Now, we haven't played it just yet, but I have looked at it and I've studied and researched a little bit on it. And it's got cool little mini dinosaur figures. It's got a huge board, and you're basically going around killing other dinosaurs and stuff and controlling as much area on the board as you possibly can. This is a solid, beautiful looking game. So I definitely will be doing a review on that one shortly. As well as another game we got from Eagle Griffin Games. Oh, and many of you have probably heard of this game before. This one is Francis Drake. In fact, I probably know less than most of you do. And if you want to talk about this game, or let me know some comments about it other than what I already know, which is kind of like a voyage game where you're going from one place to another, or attempting to, while your opponents are also trying to get to those locations as well. I think it's like a sabotage kind of game where you're like sabotaging your opponents by getting to certain places, and you have like a priority as to where you want to go. Obviously, I haven't played it. I don't know much about it other than just a couple of reviews, but I'm definitely interested in checking it out. It has beautiful, beautiful components. It's a rather high price range, but from everything I've heard, this game is amazing. I don't necessarily know if it is, though. We'll find out after we play it at least once or twice. But it has great component quality. It's got little chests in it. In fact, I'm going to show you a couple of these things, because there is some really cool stuff in this game. The artwork, for a fact, is beautiful. Alright, let me go ahead and pull this out. You get your own little player boards. There's 5 of these guys, so it's a 5-player game. The Triassic are 6, I believe. And oof, okay, another big board. This is the map of the game. It is huge. This is going to be a crazy one to review, because I don't even know if my poor little table's going to be able to fit it. Oh, here we go. Let me see if we can get that. Probably can't even see it because of our lighting.
You can see parts of it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful board, though. It really is.
So big.
Oh, it is huge. This game is huge. Okay. All right. Let me see here. And there we go. And then, of course, you got this. I love these little liners. I think these are really useful. It keeps things from moving everywhere. Everybody gets their own little player color, as well as you get. Oh, there's little. Both these games are funny. They're made by. This game is made by. What's his name? Sorry, Peter Hawes, Hawes. I believe I'm not butchering that. And I think he likes plastic miniatures, the plastic miniatures that remind me of back in my kid days, where you've got the squishy little plastic miniatures. Very solid, and I think a good decision as far as if you had to go with hard, brittle, or soft and squishy. This is probably the way to go. And there's definitely a lot of miniature type stuff in this game. And you get 2 ships as well as a main ship. There's tons of thick tiles in the game. There's not a lot of cards, though.
It's more of a worker placement game, if I remember correctly.
It's kind of worker placement, yeah. But you got these beautiful little chests here. I'm sure you put stuff in it for some reason or another. Which reminds me with the whole trader style. It's nothing like that, I'm sure, but I always like putting things in games. I think a lot of people like that, too.
Interactive component.
Interactive component quality, yeah. Definitely. Interesting little aspects to games.
Hey,
I don't see a lot of those out there, actually, do you?
That's why I like Formula D, because you got your little stick shift in there.
Yeah, Formula... Is it Formula Day, or is it Formula D?
I'm not going to argue that
potatoes, tomatoes, I don't know. But, yeah, definitely an interesting little game here. Oh, and it's huge and beautiful. But we'll have reviews out for these momentarily. And I'll tell you what I think about them. I'm sure you could look them up on somebody else's channel and break my heart. There's tons. These are pretty old. Not super old. They're in like maybe 2013, I believe, is when I saw a lot of reviews out for them. Moving on. This is my own personal cardboard box that I made my own art on for the game Burning Rome, which I have yet to pull out. I've got a lot of games here. These are just some of the interesting ones we're going to have on Kickstarter shortly. This game looks really cool. I love Roman games, personally. I like any kind of game that has to do with the pagan cultures, and I think people know that. That's why they send me them. This involves making your own style deck of a Roman military army and going around fighting your... I think it's a 2-player game, going around fighting your player's army. It's not going to be out on Kickstarter for another month or 2, so I'm not getting too in-depth with it. But what I will say about the game is the quality of the art is solid. There's still some missing. It's still not all done yet. And the components are really cool. I like the idea of the moving pieces on a card game that's a 2-player. There's enough interaction that I enjoy. There's some cards here. Let's see. Sun Tzu Games. TZU Games. Sun Tzu. So you can go ahead and check Burning Rome out there. And obviously component quality is not there yet, but it is solid. The artwork is beautiful. I'm very interested in checking this one out for sure. The moment I have a free second to play some more games. Alright, let me go ahead and put this one up. It is really cool, though. I'm definitely interested in this game. Another game I want to talk about, which didn't get a lot of good reviews. And I'm not going to say I was shocked about it, but what I will say is I don't think that reviewers... So video games and board games usually don't mix. It's kind of like video game movies and the movie industry and, you know, like... Oh, The House of the Dead, right? And what other movies from video games? I wish I had some, like...
Actually, Prince of Persia wasn't bad.
Assassin's Creed, right?
Have you guys seen
Assassin's Creed? I don't know. I haven't seen Assassin's Creed, but I've heard not good things about most video games and movies. And I think it's fairly similar when it comes down to board games and video games put together. This is called Orcs Must Die, the board game. It's currently on Steam as far as the video game is concerned, 1 and 2. And the video game is... I love it. I love Orcs Must Die. I think it's... I mean, anybody who likes tower defense games is going to like Orcs Must Die. And I think if you grew up in the 90s, those tower defense flash games were pretty much all you got to play when the AOL America Online streaming stuff was going on. You know, those flash games, the tower defense was the highest quality games out there. So if you like that kind of style of a game, this board game actually is very, very similar to that game. In fact... It is almost a replication of that game, other than what maybe the traps. What would be the? What would
you don't get to place as many traps, but you still get to place some, and you don't have as much control over them. They're a bit more random.
That's true, definitely. But as far as like, there's a portal that monsters are coming out of, and they're trying to get to a certain location, and they're running across the map. And if they're near you, they're going to try and hit you. However, if they're not, they're just going to run away from you and attempt to get to the other side. And as they get to that portal, you lose a certain amount of lives per monster that goes through. And if you get to 0 lives, you lose. And your character is constantly upgrading and dropping traps and shooting the monsters and attempting to stop them. You're basically playing as a walking tower in a tower defense game. And this does that very well. So when I heard a lot of the reviews, it was fairly interesting to me that they thought the game was, all you do is go around walking around killing monsters. Well, I mean, yeah, that's what the video game's all about, is walking around killing monsters. It's just how well does it implement that? And in my opinion, it implements it really well. And I think actually the more players, the better in this game. I played the 2-player variant, and I enjoyed that profusely. One of the weird mechanics, I guess, is the leader. The lead turn. I guess there's this little leader marker that tracks back.
First player marker, basically.
But it's not really. You don't have a first player technically. I guess you kind of do during a certain phase. But the idea of it is he controls the community chest of money. That rule is wonky, but it's also hard to figure out another. I couldn't figure out another mechanic that would be better than it, I suppose, off the top of my head. But the game. Let me go ahead and show you the component quality. And this game is really big. And there's 2 different variants too. There's the orc version, and the human version. And you get your player boards.
Where you're playing as the orcs or you're playing as the humans.
Yeah, basically. But it doesn't really matter. You're still fighting the bad guys.
Yeah.
Tons of cool, big, nice components, as well as miniatures. If you like miniatures, this is another one of those Ameritrash, Amerithrash. I don't know. Is there a politically correct way of saying Amerithrash? Ameritrash? I don't know. But tons of miniatures, mainly orcs, big giants. These guys here, it's pretty decent size, like half my hand size. This is the biggest model. And then you got your green ones that are actually signifying your characters. Tons of dice, tons of different colored dice. So the game's actually fairly easy to understand, but there's just a lot to it. Tons of tiles to this game too. There's tons of them.
Yeah, the one nice thing is it's a bunch of different maps, not just one.
Oh yeah, and you can kind of choose your own tiles in each scenario, respectively, if you'd like, which is kind of nice. Not too difficult of a game to understand. There is a lot to it, but nothing that is
super complicated.
Definitely not super complicated. All right, let me put this bad boy up. We'll discuss emergence, but I think you guys can go on and the video review and get enough out of that. This is a card game, Daimyo's Fall. You guys want to go ahead and pass these cards over to John. He can go ahead and show you some of the cards as best as he possibly can. If you are interested in like Japanese animation style games and a card game that kind of has influences based on popular TCGs, then you'll probably like this game. It is definitely a little more complicated than most, so it's a game that you're not going to instantly grasp if you don't have a good handle on TCGs. But if you like anime and you're pretty good at understanding things like Magic the Gathering and Pokemon, it's not necessarily similar, but it has the same style, and the fluency of the rules are kind of parallel. Without getting too complicated, I suppose. Obviously, there's big-tittied Japanese women, white women. This, it's Japanese animation. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, it's something that's you find distasteful. You're not gonna like this game. But if you do like that quality of artwork, then you probably will like this game. I find the art to be rather good. I like the art of this game, to be honest. I'm probably gonna get me some unsubs or something, I'm sure. But I enjoy that kind of artwork. I love anime. I've been watching it since I was a kid. My uncle got me introduced to it a long time ago, and I've ever since. I don't mind the beating on with culture and the decisions of their art styles. Art is art, but nevertheless, that's kind of what it is. It's a back and forth card game, TCG. I'll have more info on it later once I get the review up, which will be shortly as well. And I think that's pretty much all I want to talk about. I think we'll go ahead and get involved with Clustered, and then after that, we will go ahead and involve ourselves in Cult Following, which will be maybe in like 30 minutes or so, maybe a little less. I'm just waiting for a couple other reviewers to get here so we can all play, because I think Cult Following really requires quite a few players to really get that enjoyment out of it. So let me go ahead and get started with Clustered. We'll set up the camera and all that stuff. Feel free to ask questions. I am here and available to answer them. Don't make it a ghost town. I am always available. And I'm very, very sad I didn't make it to Gamma. I'm here instead with you guys, which is still fun. I still enjoy that. But I would have enjoyed to be drinking in Vegas a little early this week. Luckily, I'm still able to go to MeepleCon, so that is nice as well. Alright, you got me Clustered already set up. John, you want to go ahead and talk about the rules of Clustered while I set the game up?
Well, there's only one thing to really set up.
No, well, you want to discuss the rules basically with them. So.
Basically, what you're doing in the game is you have your set of cards. You'll be drawing them into a hand of 5 at the beginning. They're all random. They have...
I agree, Trevor, definitely. You have to have You definitely want 5 people in the game or more. The more, the better. I really, really like cult following with as many players as possible. The things people come up with, and you can get really crude if you want with these games, but you don't have to with this game. But you don't have to, which is the bonus of it. It's kind of what your group finds to be the most humorous. Sorry, continue.
All right. Basically, you have 3 things on a card. You have the amount of objects, the type of objects, and the texture in the objects. Like this one's filled, this one's like lines, and this one's blank. And you're trying to build a big rectangle, a bunch of lines in both up and down of at least 3, and you're also trying to stop your opponent from doing these things by matching the cards next to it. That's basically the rules for the game.
I mean, it's almost a micro game, right? It's like a 4-player micro game almost.
They say it takes 30 minutes to play, but I think we can get it done a lot quicker.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me pick a color that stands out more against the black. I think this will work. Alright, let me go ahead and get the camera situated. And if you're tuning in for cult following, we'll be doing it shortly. I just want to get a good group of peoples in here to discuss it and to play it. I really want you guys to get a good idea of the game. Because I really, oh man. You haven't played that one yet, have you? Nope. Honestly, like, I don't even own Cards Against Humanity because it's just not the game for me. But this game, I after playing it, I would buy it. I'd go on Amazon, pick it up. And I don't buy board games anymore because I have too many. I really can't. In fact, I probably have like 30 or 40 games that are already in need of review right now. So in reality, there's no way I'd be able to set up spending extra money to get more games. But if I could, this would be one of them. There's very few. Bridges to Nowhere would be another one. That game I would definitely purchase very, very quickly. So, and that one will be out shortly too. If you haven't heard of Bridges to Nowhere, or you don't know much about it, I definitely suggest you taking a look-see at that really cool little micro game. It's very fun. It's very strategic, and the more you play, the better you're gonna get. It's kind of like chess in a way, in that aspect, right?
Yeah.
It's not a chess-like game.
Well, it's a drafting game. So it's...
Yeah, it is a drafting game. It's like, you have to think ahead, too, and remember the cards in the deck. There's a lot of little things to it. Am I supposed to set something up?
Yeah, the black one in there. That's the start. That's all you have to... No. You don't touch yours, you shuffle your deck.
Oh, the black one is the only one to start.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. All right, let me go ahead and share this up on my Facebook page. Make sure my little editor is doing a good job. Oh. You can go ahead and keep them entertained. Are you not entertained?
I have no idea how to entertain people.
Don't bore people now. Come on now.
I'm not entertaining.
Yeah,
They're not here. They're not here for me. They're here for you.
Nobody's here for me. People are here to see games. All right, let's go ahead and get this puppy rolling.
Are you shuffling?
Let me see if I can see the board. Okay.
Down here.
I'm looking at the thing right
Yeah.
here. All right, so we're gonna shuffle up, huh?
Yep, and then draw 5.
I hope the component quality as far as the thickness for this game is improved. I think it almost has to be, you know?
Yeah, these just seem like a super prototype version, but they're not terrible. We've definitely had worse prototypes, that's for sure.
Oh my goodness. You know, I don't specify anybody individually because I don't like to do that generally, but there are some games that we get that are just...
Cringeworthy.
Oh, they are extremely cringeworthy. All right, I've mixed them up as good as I can. So we draw from this little stack then?
You draw from your deck and you get 5 cards.
Okay, I can do that.
I
can do that.
And like I said, your goal is the biggest rectangle you can build, as well as lines of at least 3. If you go more than 3, you get points. Or 3 or more, I should say, is points.
Alright, 5.
Mhm.
Alrighty then.
And then you'll play a card, and then you will draw a card. If you cannot play a card, you discard a card, then you draw a card.
And you play based on color, not color, sorry, shape, texture, and number.
Yep. So for this one, this is a wild.
Right.
You can play anything you want next to it.
Even 2?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Who goes first?
I don't know. That's a good question.
You don't know who goes first? Okay, how about you go first, since you're more... You went through the rules. People who read the rules should get to go first. I mean, that's what all rulebooks should say, in my opinion. If you're reading this right now, because everybody else is too lazy to do so, you get to go first. Okay, so you played 3 green, and then you get to draw a card?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so now I gotta play either circles, or I gotta play solid.
No, you play on your side.
Oh, on this side.
Well, ideally, it's uninterrupted squares of your own color. So, like, if you played something on my side, it would be just to block me.
Okay. So if I can play...
And it's not circles, it would be 3 solid... 3 solid or circles.
So that little dude right there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
You didn't have to play that one, but you could.
Right.
So, like, I can play this one here because it is circles.
Okay.
I think.
Alright, make sure. It has to have 2 of the same components, right?
No.
It doesn't? I thought it does have to have 2 of the same. I thought that was the idea there. So, I'm going to play this one. That is 3 and circles.
Oh, it does have to show at least 2 of the...
So you play, that's a misplay on your part.
No.
It's
circles and 2. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I would have to do... I'll have to do my wild then.
Oh, you got a wild?
Yeah.
Every deck gets one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is mine. Circles and...
Actually, every deck gets 2.
Now I can choose to block you.
Mm-hmm.
So the longer this gets, the more points I'm going to get.
Mm-hmm. And I can go either way, though.
That way or this way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can go down as well?
Yes.
Alright. Oh no. Okay, so that is 3 and solid texture. What you got? I'll draw a card here.
I will place circles in solid texture.
Yeah.
Now, is it 2 aspects for each thing next to it?
And if you can't place, what do you have to do?
You have to discard, then draw a card.
Triangles and 3.
Two lines.
Oh, you can do that as well.
If I am reading it correct.
So can I play down here as well?
Yes.
And you get more points for...
That is 4 points. If I put one here, it's going to be 6 points for my largest rectangle. As well
this
as
will be 6 points.
as well as a row of 3 and a row of 3.
Do you get bonus points for each row as well?
If it's at least 3 in a row, then yes. So if you wanted to block me, you would play here, and it would screw me over.
And this is wild.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I could just place that if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I'll just dump this one, I suppose.
Can't.
Why? Texture and number. That's a wild.
That's anything, but you have to have 2 in common with that.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
I thought, well, so you have...
Basically, this is wild, but this is what you're trying to determine. This doesn't hinder anything. That triangle one you had fit perfectly there.
Okay. Okay. Solid triangle there. Circle 2. So if I'm to put here, I would need to do that.
You would match 2 things on one of these cards.
One of them, not both.
Okay. The way it's worded...
And realize this is a live test, guys. This is where we play once, maybe. We also will just look at the rules. But the idea is you're seeing how to understand how we would do the game in your setting if you were doing this.
To place a card on the table, all neighboring cards must share at least 2 of the 3 symbol attributes in common with the
So
edge.
it would be neighboring, so it would be both then.
Okay, so yeah, you would have to do like...
So this wouldn't be, you couldn't do this then.
like
Neighboring card. This is...
Oh, so it would have to be lines and circles.
That's right. So switch up with a new one.
If I have one.
Otherwise you gotta draw and discard.
I probably wouldn't have played that there then.
That's what I thought when I read the rules. You have to match both. So technically I couldn't play this one either then.
Yeah, you couldn't.
Alright.
Discard.
Ooh, that makes life difficult placing there.
Mm-hmm.
How do I even... That's how you screw people over when you're placing them. You get what I'm saying? Because you make it almost impossible to have to match both. So for this one, it'd have to be definitely... It'd be triangles and 3. And it wouldn't matter the shape or the texture.
Really, I should have put it here.
This is still nasty.
Yeah.
It's still just as bad. Not as bad, but it's bad. Alright.
And you only have to be sharing an edge with one other color, or one other card. So you... like, anywhere is fine.
Alright, you're up. And you just go until the decks run out?
Yeah.
That's where that wild gets useful, because I couldn't have played anything unless I had a wild there.
Yeah, I feel like I burnt my wild too early, but I think there are 2. I'm not 100% sure on that, though.
That's why you want to play. That's why you want to save this wild here, is because when you get something like this...
Well, here, it's gonna be... I have to play circle. I can't play anything here.
Nope. Alright. Solid in 2. You're up.
Triangle in 2.
If I can't play on mine, I play on yours. Yep, there's 2 wilds, at least. So this one, I literally couldn't do anything right here, could I? Alright.
Oh, I didn't draw.
So this is the game clustered, guys. Basically, like we've been doing, is drawing, playing,
Haha.
matching. Whenever you place, you have to be able to match 2 of the same types for each side of the card. So here, if he wanted to play, he played a, what was this one, 3 squares with an open. This is open and this is square, so that matches that. And this is open, and there's 3 here, so that matches that. 3 and open, and this one is squares and open. Have to have at least 2 of the 3, and there's texture, there's number, and there's shape. Alright, my turn. What do I want to do here? Very limited in options right now, unfortunately. Continue to screw over John?
The only place you can screw me over is by playing a wild. And that's a waste of a wild.
Yeah. I guess I'll play that there.
Alright.
This game can get pretty thick, actually. I don't know if you can consider it a micro game. It's too big.
Yeah, but it's fast.
Is it? Okay. Can you play here?
Mm-hmm. As long as it matches everything on all sides. Ooh.
You're up. What you gonna do, huh? This just gets into a big map, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. We're about halfway through.
Alright, what we'll do? Getting kind of screwed right here. I can place this, I suppose. That doesn't help me, though. That kind of screws me. What did I manage to drop?
Dice Tower. One of the packaged ones.
Oh, okay. That's alright then. I'm thinking those things are pretty tough. I thought you meant one of the built ones already. Alright.
Oh, I gotta draw.
Jeez, I don't know what to do here.
Play something?
I want to. But I don't think I can.
Then discard and draw?
I can. I don't know if that's a good idea. Alright. Do I get points for playing on you, or does it just stops you from being able to make?
It's you get points for a line of 3 or more. So like this is 5 points right now, or your biggest rectangle and your biggest rectangle, and that's 4 points for you. That's 4 points. That's 3. That's 3. That's 3. That's 3. That's 3.
Gotcha. Oh, dirty, dirty. Yep. Oh. Try. Move it up a little bit, just a little. get more view in here.
Sorry for
well, I guess you can do that. Yeah.
Sorry for the seasickness, people.
Better? People can see a little better now? Alright.
So, my turn? Here you go.
Damn it. Oh, you screwed me.
I've played less to screw you over than you've played to screw me over. Like, I'm playing on the outsides. I'm not playing on the insides.
It's based, I think also it's based on rather playing a card than not playing one. Oh. There you go. Shoot, that screws me. Yeah, you're up. What you gonna do? Alrighty then. Two wilds in this game total.
Mm-hmm. Per deck.
Wow, this guarantees them. Can't get that one. Alright, go ahead. Just going for a huge boost of points.
That's the only thing I can play, so I have to play it.
Yeah. We're getting down to the wire, aren't we?
Yeah, I need actually another card.
5 cards left here. And have the point.
It's my only legal play, so I have to play it.
You're up. And when you score, you can score multiple cards more than you can score cards more than once because you go up and down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe this does take 30 minutes to play.
You got a lot to think about, that's for sure, in this game. Here you go. I started good, but this one here is really screwing me over.
Oh, damn it.
What?
That card.
What about it?
I need it.
Yeah, and I want it gone.
Too bad?
You're up. Why'd you play that there? That doesn't help you.
Doesn't hurt me
Can't
either.
you go there or there or there?
Doesn't hurt me either.
Oh yeah, you just don't get any points for it, I guess. You're up. Last card in. Last one's going on here now. Just barely can't get it off the screen. There you go.
That was my last card.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's yours too.
That one was burnt.
Oh, okay. I didn't burn any cards, that's why.
There's no play that gets you points with that card that I can see.
I'm looking.
Wouldn't
I couldn't do it.
it'd get you 1 point.
Alright, let's put there.
Alright.
Let's tally her up.
First things first, find your biggest rectangle. You got 9.
This one right here.
Mm-hmm. I have 8. 10? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Oh, is the rectangle just requires 2?
Rectangle's a rectangle,
Well, this is square.
which is also technically a rectangle.
So I'm saying the rectangle requires at least 2 cards.
2 sets of 3, I think it is, or...
Because this isn't a this is technically a rectangle, right?
Yeah, that's a rectangle.
That's what it'd be. Then it'd be 2. It's 2 cards. At least a thickness of 2. Make sure we're doing it right.
Says it must have 2 or more cards on each side. In addition, the rectangle may have uneven side lengths, for example, a 3x2.
Right.
So you just have to have at least 4.
Okay. I get you. All right. So you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Yeah.
And I've got 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Vertical lines.
So this is 9 points basically for this.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you count up your vertical lines.
I got a pen. So you've got 10, and I've got 9.
And then lines of 3.
Of 3 or more, right?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay.
And then this way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
So 35.
Plus 9, right?
No, because didn't you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Does this get added? This. You said the biggest rectangle, right? Gives you points.
Yeah, I'm just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh,
8,
that
9.
one. Okay, yeah, 20 plus 9. I thought you started counting at a different point.
So 20 is my vertical, 15 is my horizontal, plus the 9 for my
Yeah.
rectangle, right? So 35 plus 9.
44.
44 points. And you've got 10 points for your biggest rectangle. And vertically you got 4. Or actually, yeah, 4.
And then it stops.
And then this, right?
Mm-hmm.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24,
Okay.
25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Plus your 10 is 40.
Yeah.
So you got 40, and I got 44 points. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Hello, hello? Hey.
Hey.
Where's Joe?
He's at home.
He's at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you play Clustered. I like this game.
It's pretty good.
I like it. Yeah. I mean, now that I understand the full, like, how it works, it kind of reminds... Is it an abstract?
No, because it's not hidden.
It's tile placement, right?
It's got hidden knowledge, though. You don't know what's in my hand.
Yeah. It reminds me kind of like
Red,
Bridges to Nowhere in a way, doesn't it? Like
Similar.
understanding your opponent's moves and planning ahead.
Maybe.
What time we got right now?
It is
Time for me to get a walk.
8:21. So right about our halfway point.
All right. I'm gonna do some cult following now. Is the Survivor going on right now? Does it start at 8?
Yeah.
Oh, it starts at 9.
Nope, 8 to 9. Or is it 8 to 10?
I think it's 8 to 9 tonight.
Alright. Actually, you should probably get your speaker so we got a little bit of sound in here while we're playing.
Oh, we're playing out here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only 3 of us. I was hoping we'd get more, but cancellations have occurred. Let's get some chairs going on, and we'll do a little setup here.
I'll go grab a chair.
We can have the person who is asking questions will be on this side, and we'll switch it up. We'll have rounds of people asking questions.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, it is.
Moving?
I mean, yeah, it's easy. I'll show you how it works. Alright, we're going to get started. What's cool about this game, too...
And I'm not getting another chair.
We just need one. For Ashley, if you would. Or back here.
Yeah, but are we moving people around?
Yeah. It shouldn't be difficult. Just get another small chair.
Okay.
Got the hired help always. Trying to argue. Alright. That little game is fun, though. I like that game. I'll play it a couple more times, I think. Now that I got the idea. fact, I have the big one right there. Yeah, I have the small one come back here. Alright, there's a ton of cards in this game, too.
Should hope so. It's a card game.
Well, yeah, but they're also like they're not double-sided, but they have 2 categories on each side.
Oh. So
Uh-huh.
they kind of are double-sided, but they're like flippy double-sided as opposed to...
Is it paused?
No.
Go ahead and set up some music.
How long is this game?
Not very long. We'll just be playing probably a couple rounds of it, at least, so people can skip to it and see what the game's like. And
They're on the cube. Like, on the green thing, there's another plug on the side. Up here, by the camera.
Oh. All right, there we go. Not too loud, though. All right, we'll start in a moment here.
Ooh.
Pretty loud. Oh, yeah, we definitely want some soft something in the background. Not like no words though.
Smooth jazz. Well, they're getting set up. I have no idea how this game plays. I haven't played it before. Apparently, I think somebody's getting a phone call. So, did you get a phone call?
No, it was the radio, but it wouldn't turn off.
Ah. I heard something out here.
Yeah, it's weird.
Put on, just put on like background music.
I don't know what to put in.
Relax.
Background music.
All right, let me go ahead and set it up.
I like
Come on.
Michael, you're not telling me a radio station.
I don't need a radio station.
This was like a
Smooth jazz.
That's what I put in.
No.
That's what I want you to put in.
Let me see if we can set this up. Beautiful. All right, we're getting started to play Cult Following. All right, Ashley, so you're going to be our follower for our cults. I'm going to go ahead and explain the game to people. I'm low on this end. So this is Cult Following, people. This is a game that is basically one of those kind of category card games where you're placing down, where you're drawing card categories, and you get 5 of them for each cult member, or cultist, I should say, like the cult leader. That's technically what we are. We're playing cult leaders. And everybody else is a follower. And your objective as a follower is to figure out which cult you like the best based on what we say in regards to explaining our cult, as well as what question you are going to be asking us. So let me go ahead and get started. Let me deal out 5 of these cards. And I mixed in, there's actually a couple little expansion categories involved here. Here we go. So if you get them, they're gonna have like little symbols on them. Let me see if I can find one. No, there's none here, but there's a few of them. There's a good amount, and they involve like doomsday and post-apocalyptic kind of stuff. You simply draw a card at random here. That's your question card, and it comes with some blank cards, which will do. Now you look at these cards here. Ooh, I got a little expansion card. I like these. These ones are really fun. Pick 3 categories, and then you're gonna make up your cult. Okay. And I'll do it first. I'll show you how it works. All right. So basically just choosing, and you can choose any of these 6 or actually 10 different things to put together. Okay, that's definitely one of them. Some like deeply religious background music, Ashley. Is that what we're going for? Deeply religious background music? Alright. The one I want, there's 2 of them on one card that I want, but I can't do that. I can only get one of them. Alright, let me see. Alright. I got it. I got my 3. My cult is ready to begin now. I'm ready to explain my cult. What?
They like the music.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's wonderful. I mean, actually, I don't really mind this song, but really, like...
I put on relaxation.
I guess it works. It's religious
radio.
music, and we're playing a cult game, I suppose. So that's, that counts for something, right?
Okay, so I asked a question.
Yeah, bring the camera down just slightly. It's a little too high. Much like me right now. Bazinga. No, just...
With this?
This little bait right here.
Oh, okay.
So people can... I feel like I'm really like... What the hell? There we go. Bring it down to our level. I think
That's better.
Yeah, is it better?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Right, yeah. All right, I got these 3. I'm set up. You got your 3 cults yet? Your 3 cult. What do we got? Put on YouTube or something?
That's a commercial.
I don't want to hear whatever this is. This is not making me... Alright, let me see. You got your 3?
I think so.
You pick 3, and then you construct a cult with those 3 topics.
I like 4, but they're all on 2 cards.
Well, then, that's too bad.
You said YouTube and they have ads.
You got background music from YouTube?
Yeah.
Alright. Playtext. That's what we want. We want to discuss tampons during our gaming stream. That's kind of a thing we do. We play ads about tampon commercials.
I do have the synchronized menstrual cycle card in my hand, so...
Synchronized menstrual cycle. That's a thing? That's a thing in this game? You guys put in synchronized menstrual cycle? Alright, well... I guess that makes sense. You got your question?
Yeah.
You get to choose either one, by the way. There's 2 questions you can ask.
There's a better one, so I'm going to ask that one.
Okay, yeah. Well, Alright, so I'm going to go with my cult first. I'll explain to her.
Okay.
So, I really think you should join my cult. My cult is very intriguing for a number of reasons. But the main thing is, we are all about fighting the forces of darkness. And basically, as you well know, forces of darkness, these evil beings, are attempting to unleash eternal darkness on the world. And that's one of my very important aspects of our cult. And while they're trying to unleash eternal darkness, I teach every single one of my members, Kung Fu fighting. It's very important that we learn Kung Fu fighting to fight these evil eternal beings. But while we do fight, much like you've seen the movie Underworld,
I think it's a bad Chinese movie.
No, it's very true. And also, we also have our very own theme song while fighting these evil forces of darkness.
How does that go?
It's similar to
Everyone's
Kung Fu
Kung
fighting.
Fu
You know,
fighting.
we have our own unique brand of chaos, though.
I'm pretty sure
I'll
his
have to hear
cult is
that
a bad
later.
kung fu movie.
But definitely fighting the forces of darkness from unleashing eternal darkness on the world, obviously, while Kung Fu fighting them with our own theme music. That's what we are all about, pretty much here. The cult of... not the cult, sorry. The deeply...
The Clan of the Tiger?
yeah. The Clan of the Tiger, I like that one. Alright, what's your obviously false cult, or false religion here?
Well, we practice zero tolerance as far as global warming goes. No global warming ever. We gotta shut everybody down. Why? Because we can. We're literally just shutting down everyone.
See,
for
we have
global
a
warming
reason, and my cult has a reason for existing. We specifically target forces of eternal darkness and evil from becoming unleashed on the land.
Actually, he's probably okay. Forces of darkness pollute probably a huge ton.
They definitely
We could use
do.
him in our clan too.
No, you should join us, because I think forces of darkness are actually part of why global warming is an epidemic currently, alright? So go ahead and you can ask us a
Okay.
question if you'd like, and then you just decide which of us you think is the best answer for that question, and that would be the person who actually gained the card, basically. Go ahead.
Okay. What are the benefits of VIP membership in your cult?
The benefits of VIP membership, other than extreme training in the art of kung fu fighting, and joining our industry, our organization, right, for the awesome hip theme music you get to listen to while fighting these evil beings. I don't know what else you'd want. Kung fu fighting is exactly what you need.
Are there any ribbons or medals
Oh,
involved?
of course. The
okay.
more evil beings you fight, you put it's a counter system, right?
Like more stripes on your belt?
Of course,
Yeah.
you'll earn like darkness stripes. Basically, that's what
Oh,
we do.
okay.
So 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you get the full just like kind of like a black belt. That's how we kind of do things here. What about you? You're because we can cult of zero tolerance and global warming.
Well, we may be zero tolerant for global warming, but if you join us, you don't have to deal with us. You get to use our methods to shut everybody down. It's quite a perk. And if you're VIP...
What are your methods, though? I mean, our methods are very straightforward. Learn Kung Fu, fight against the beings of eternal darkness, okay? With your own theme music playing in the background, okay?
Do you not understand zero tolerance means we go out and kill everybody?
But how do you do such a thing? Do you even know Kung Fu? Bro, do you even know Kung Fu?
Unfortunately, there's this invention called the gun, which completely shuts down Kung Fu
See,
for the most part.
you don't even teach people how to use the gun, or what?
No.
Just go out there, here's a gun, some bullets. Alright, so you get to decide which cult you think is best based on the questions we answered in the cult our cults that we described.
I want to learn Kung Fu.
You want to learn Kung Fu? Who doesn't want to learn Kung Fu? So that would give me 1 point. I'd place this point in front of me, basically. But I'll go ahead and be the next person. You guys will each get to do your own cult thing now. And you just go ahead and discard these. And this is like the black card in Cards Against Humanity as far as keeping points.
Oh, it's the point card.
Yeah, and you can do however you want, really. There's no specific, requirement, I suppose. But I'm going to go ahead and move, and she's going to go ahead and get in front here and watch the viewership raise tremendously. Like, there's a girl here. I'm just kidding.
Grill.
Ow!
Grill.
Sort of just kidding. You got your 5 cult cards here. Alright. My butt behind you. How are you doing this? Alright. So draw your 5 cards up. And then look through those cards and decide which cult is best for you. Now that I'm actually behind the camera, I can set it up so people can see everybody a little better. Even add in our little logo there. All right. Yeah. Tom, one of the creators here, he says, being in a cult involves hard decisions. I would agree.
It's true.
Unless your cult teaches Kung Fu fighting.
Those kicks were fast as lightning.
That's right, and you get theme music with it.
As long as it sounds like that.
had a thing of water here somewhere, but it disappeared.
I saw it. It's over here.
Is it in there?
Maybe? No?
So he's discard right here?
Yep. I'm horrible at these games.
You're so fun though.
All right. So in a full-length game, you keep the same cult and cultists and recruits. Oh, cultists and recruits until someone wins 2 cards. Yeah, yeah. I got that for sure. Basically, in the game, you can literally just try and recruit as many people as you possibly
You
can.
keep explaining your sport more and more,
And
basically.
in the rules, it also says you can pretty much make your own thing, you know? And I think that's kind of a cool thing as well, especially when you have 3 players. It's more fun to have people switching out. Although I think you could have drawn additional cards, Ashley, to ask us additional questions,
Oh,
you know?
okay.
Which makes sense. So we can do it that way this time. I'll do 2 questions for you guys. It also gives us more time to, make the cult make our very serious religions more viable. All right, you got your 3?
Yeah.
John, you got your 3?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, John. Please indoctrinate me.
Well, our cult is all about allowing another species to take over.
Okay, that makes sense.
For the sole reason of making an interstellar bypass. Because, while we're making an interstellar bypass, we want to be a hotspot for it. Places all across the galaxy.
Okay.
So we have our good praise and adoration for being such a great location.
So the idea is we can't construct interstellar bypasses on our own, so we need to have an alien force come in here and do it for us.
Exactly.
That's great for communication, I think. That makes sense.
Right.
All right, I get you. I like that idea.
Okay, so my cult, is full of vegans.
Right.
So, and we're all about the vegan proclamation.
Okay.
So you have to be vegan. So when you join, you set meat and dairy and everything aside.
Okay.
We do suggest and hope that you will comply that we wear black all the time. We don't wear anything else besides black.
Vegans who only wear black. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I mean, this is like my high school days, pretty much. So
Yeah.
I'm feeling you.
So we have to wear black all the time, and also we play a lot of violent video games.
That's kind of coward. Actually, that is my high school. That's like my high
I
school in a
was just
nutshell.
gonna say.
So we push the idea of veganism,
Right.
and because we love animals, but we also love darkness. So we're like saving all the little puppies and bunnies and all that kind of stuff.
All right. So killing people online.
Yeah,